raised my whole life to think about the future, and my parents tell me that they never pressured me academically to go to an Ivy League school. My parents went to Cornell Brown, and then for graduate school, Cornell and Wharton. So I've always really had that kind of pressure going on in my life. And throughout middle school, people would ask me, where do you want to go to college? I don't want to generalize, but most other places in the world, not everyone goes to college. And it's honestly so close-minded to ask someone your son's a senior, where is he going to college? Because first of all, not everyone can afford college. It's not in the cards for everyone. Some people literally know what they want to do when they're young, and it doesn't require college. And I don't know, Chappaqua has always been about getting out and going to college. Are you going to Michigan, or are you going to Cornell? I'm sorry, but people lose themselves in school and grades, and they forget what growing up is all about, which is finding yourself and not finding out where you want to go to college. And I mean, there's this whole rah-rah thing about when kids get into college from Chappaqua, and parents pay thousands of dollars on cakes and merchandise and balloons, so that their kid can feel really great about where they're going. And while I agree, you should be excited about your future isn't your future isn't just your college. It's much more beyond that. And what's important is not the small 4 years sliver of your life. It's the person that you're going to grow up to be. And while you may find it in college, you should be more focused on who you are growing up than where you're going to college. And in Chappaqua, I don't think that's the case. We don't teach kids how to be nice, and we don't teach kids on how to communicate. And we especially don't learn how to communicate effectively because we use our phones and AIM, and we were the generation that grew up on social media, and how that affected our communication is clear in every single person I talk to and how I talk myself.
It's definitely competitive. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, sometimes when you're here, it feels like a bad thing. But I think it does make people strive to do better. It definitely did for me. For me, I think more of my influence was my brother, though. He went through it first. He's very, very bright. Probably the brightest person I know. Much smarter than me. And he really pushed me to do well in high school. And I think I wouldn't have done nearly as well without him. So seeing him first, I think influenced me more than the Chappaqua culture. But Chappaqua culture is certainly competitive, and I mean, I personally like a competitive environment, but I understand why some people would find that stressful and difficult to get through.
I hate that culture. I don't know why people feel the need to video their friends posting on Facebook. I think that okay, do what you want to do, but sometimes it can just become obnoxious to the people that didn't get into schools. I think people don't realize it's more how you do in this school than the school you get into. And it's good that people strive to get into good schools, but it's just interesting how sometimes I don't think people recognize the privilege that they have of you are going to go to college, and a lot of people in this town, not all of them, but a lot of people in this town can, because from a financial standpoint, and a lot of people would give anything to get into the college that someone has as their safety school that they're pissed about going to.
I think what they're doing is more about I don't think that getting out is the sole purpose of. I think for those people who are obsessed with decorating rooms and stuff like that, it's more about college and success than just getting out. I really want to get out, but I don't think. I think there's different versions of getting out.